right, are we live? I think we're live. Let me make sure I got all the lives going. You don't want me to sing. All right, I hope you're ready. Get you a pen and some paper so you can take notes, because I have 5 really actionable tips that I'm going to give you tonight on exactly how you can come out of the other side of this holiday season even healthier than you are right now today, because it is possible. I have done it probably the last 4 or 5 years straight, and I'm going to teach you what I do and how you can do it too. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you do not have this Gwen Stefani album, OMG, you need to get it. It's so good. Hi everybody, I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. I am live on Instagram and Facebook, so I've got the cameras as close as humanly possible, and I have a few notes over here on the side because I'm really OCD. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know I'm OCD, and you know I don't want to miss a thing because I want to make sure I give you all the information so that you can get through this beautiful, joyous holiday season even healthier than you are right now today. So my first question is, first thing I gotta do is turn the tunes off. Sorry, dance with me. Do you guys have this album? If you don't, you need to get it. It's so good. It's Gwen Stefani. All right, I'll pause her. So answer me this if you're here with me live. I think I put a question on the Facebook Live. If you see it, answer it. That lets you do a little poll on the Facebook Live, but I don't know if it let me do it on Instagram. I don't see that. And hello for everyone who's joining. On Instagram, it's always tough to see exactly what your name is, but looks like maybe we have Rebecca and Deborah and Donna's here. Hi, my Donna. My Donna's here. I love you. And maybe Devont. And on Facebook, let's see if we've got who we've got live. Like I said, it's always challenging. Sometimes everybody's full names, and of course on Facebook, I can't even see it at all, the names. So anyway, if you're here, I don't know why on Facebook it's not showing me. Oh, Lori Post, I see. Okay, I see comments coming up. Hi, Lori. Hi. Okay, so I really am gonna jump right in because you're busy, I'm busy, and I really want to give you the goods and let you go on with your night because we all have a lot to do. I hope you guys are doing good. There's a froggy in my throat. I want to start out by just so sincerely thanking you for following me, for being my friends. I hate when people are like, how many followers do you have? How many friends do you have? No. This is my family. You guys are my family. And what I love so much about all of you is that we get each other, you know, in the real world here in our homes and in our jobs. Sometimes we have to be in the family with someone because they're blood, or we have to sit next to someone or be nice to them because they sit by us or whatever, because we work together. But on social media, one of the things that's cool is we have an option, right? There's this little button called unfollow or unfriend, and nobody's feelings get hurt. It's just one of those things where we have a choice to fill ourselves and with the information from the people that we choose to. And if you're following me and you jump on these lives or you're getting anything from my posts or my stories, then maybe you get me a little bit, or at least I entertain you in some silly way. Maybe I make you laugh. And if that's it, then I'm grateful that I can make you laugh. I hope I inspire you. I hope that I inspire you in some way every day to to do something positive, to help other people, to add value to other people's lives, because that's truly what I feel like my purpose is to just, if we all could just shed a little kindness every day, then maybe that will snowball and this will be a little bit easier of a world to live in, right? Focus on the positives. Don't get trapped into that whole clique of people that wants to tell you that the sky is falling and everything's bad and everything's negative, because it's not. everything isn't bad and everything isn't negative. There are a lot of bad things happening in this world. And so we can pray about that, but everything isn't horrible, right? There's you and I, and we're positive. So I do have my AirPods in because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'd love to get your feedback. I think that the sound, the audio is clearer when I have them on. So if I sound muffled or it's not good, let me know. Lori, thank you. Lori said she loves my pre-workout dance parties. Oh, I love that you're dancing with me. Thank you for saying that. I'm going to say this and then we're going to get right into this stuff because I told you that's what I was going to do. So many people message me, so many of you, my friends, and you're like, thank you for, you make me smile, your pre-workout dance party. And I just want to say this. I have actually been throwing tunes on and jumping. I don't even call it dancing, like jumping around like a crazy person for many, many, many years. 10 plus years. I always edit that part out of my little video clips because I'm like, that's not the workout. I'm so black and white. I'm so OCD, right? I'm so whatever. I always wanted to clip out and just have the perfect little workout moves to show you. And then one day I was sitting there editing my workout video and I had a friend sitting next to me and she's like, why are you cutting all that out? That's fun. That's funny. And I'm like, the pre-workout dance party? And she's like, oh, hell yeah. So I just decided to see how you guys would respond and I left it in. And I don't know, it's been a couple years now and you guys have been like really sweet. You're like, oh, I love, it gives me energy or whatever. So I hope that you understand that, it's not meant to be serious. It's actually just my little personal way of getting energized from my workout. But if you all enjoy it too, then we all can enjoy it together, I suppose. Okay, so here's the deal. I really, truly want to make sure you have pad and paper, because paper, and a pen. Paper and a pen is what I'm trying to say. And thank you for saying my friend is right. Tell me, will you guys, when you comment, will you just tell me your first names? I hate, because especially on Instagram, it's so hard to see what your real name is. But I want you to take notes because I'm not one of those people, hopefully you've gotten this about me by now. I'm not one of those people that's like, okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you want to get through the holidays and you want to be healthy on the other side, look, you just need to suck it up and you just need to just not eat the crappy stuff and you need to get your workouts in. Okay, have a great day. See you later. Bye. No. Here's the thing. You need to know practical, actionable ways of doing that, right? I used to hate that when I would say to someone, how is it you're so healthy day in and day out? You're just always, your healthy habits are so consistent. How is that? And they're like, well, I eat healthy and I work out. Yeah, thanks. I kind of knew that's what I had to do. I need to know how to do it consistently. I always felt like I wanted to know the how. Everybody told me the what, but I really wanted to know the how. And that's what I feel like I want to do for you always, is to give you practical action items and the how. So if you don't know me, if this is the first time you've ever heard my frog in my throat, in my froggy voice, my name is Mary. I spent 23 years in corporate America, and I was a healthcare executive, and for 13 of those years, I took care of our greatest generation. I was a nursing home administrator, and I feel so blessed to have surrounded myself with World War II vets and just amazing men and women who a nursing home can be sad, or we can take it and embrace it and understand that, we're there to take care of folks who may need a little bit more help. And then, gosh, I didn't grow up healthy. I have a wonderful family, amazing parents who love me so much, and an older brother. But it wasn't like we were always being served super healthy food. It wasn't like we were working out. I was a cheerleader in high school, so yeah, there's that. But it wasn't, and I'm not saying it's not a sport. I'm just saying that it wasn't like I was, always running around and doing extensive sports and things like that. And then I went off to college, and I spent my first 2 years of college just the most unhealthy ever of all time. I think that I can be honest with you without judgment, hopefully. But, you know, there were drugs that I was doing I didn't even know the name of, alcohol, promiscuity, eating. I ate so much. I gained 30 pounds in 3 months, my first 3 months. You know, there's this thing called the freshman 15. Well, in my world, it was the freshman 30. I came home for Christmas break and my mother was like, what the world happened to you? My hair was falling out. I had acne all over my face. I was incredibly, incredibly unhealthy. And that just spiraled even more out of control. And I spent 2 years really living just an unhealthy lifestyle like that. Failed out of those 2 years of college. My brother came and rescued me, praise God. And if you're within an earshot, Mike, thank you for rescuing me. Took me home and I did spend the next 2 years and I did graduate college. But it took a lot of hard work. And I did start to get a little healthier. But again, I think a lot of people look at me and they're like, oh, you don't even understand the struggle. You've always been healthy. You know, you've always been lean or whatever. And it's not true. And it's not true. You don't know my story. So I just want to make sure I give you a little piece of that. It's not like I was birthed. Well, I was probably birthed healthy. Yeah, I think I was. And then to my own self, got myself into sort of an unhealthy pattern in college and then made my way out. And I started to learn about health and fitness because it mattered to me and it was important to me. And, you know, I tried after I got out of college to learn. And then, you know, I got married and I had a child. And I spent like 13 years man, just yo-yoing, just on the wagon, off the wagon. I mean, if you can relate, would you give me like a hands up or you get it, just type or thumb, just let me know I'm not alone. I know a lot of people yo-yo and I would do this weird thing where I spent like 3 months, thank you for that, Mrs. T. Mrs. T is getting healthy, I love that. And Matt, thank you, thanks Rob. I would spend like 3 months and I would do really good. I don't know what it was about this like 3 month thing. Thank you, Donna. But I'd do good for about 3 months. And then I don't know if it was because I would start to look at myself and say, oh, you're doing good. You're losing some weight. You're nice and strong. You're good to go. And then I would just be like, I don't need to do these workouts anymore. And so one missed workout would turn to like 2 missed workouts would turn to a week, turn to a month, and before I knew it, I was off the wagon again. And I did this crazy cycle for 13 years. 3 months do good, 3 months fall off the wagon. 3 months I would do good, and every latest and greatest gadget or type of workout that came out, Tae-Bo with Billy Blanks, remember him? The Thigh Master, all of it. I was like, that's gonna be the thing that's gonna change me. It is going to help me to be healthy for the rest of my life. You name the diet pill, and I took it. I'm not proud of that, but I'm just saying they came in all colors. They came in all kinds. I'm really embarrassed to tell you that I couldn't even tell you the names of those diet pills. I just, you know, I was so sure that this pill was going to help me. And thank you, Tasha, for giving me your name. This pill was going to help me to finally be able to be healthy and lean and blah, blah, blah. And what's so funny, not funny, but what's crazy about that is I am leaner and healthier without diet pills than I ever was all the years I took them. There are no magic pills, my friends. And I spent a lot of money on those diet pills. I'm sure if any of you have ever experienced that, you don't have to tell me, but it would be awesome to have you say, yes, I too understand what you're saying, but it's expensive. And so you're taking all this and it's like you're totally not healthy. And then in 2008, after all this yo-yoing and all this craziness, July of 2008, my personal trainer, believe it or not, introduced me to a system. I didn't know it at the time, but it was this full wellness system that completely changed my life. And I have not fallen off the wagon since July of 2008. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I never miss a workout. It doesn't mean I eat 100% clean. It just means I haven't fallen off the wagon. You know, miss 1 workout, 2 workouts, whatever, that's a slip on the wagon. That's not a fall off the wagon. But I'm talking consistency, building those healthy habits, letting them become intrinsic, letting them become a part of who you are. Just, you don't even think about it. When their healthy habits get intrinsic like that and they're just part of your routine, it's not so exhausting every day to be like, oh, I gotta work out. You know, I already know I'm going to work out tomorrow. It is just a part of what I do. It's a part of who I am. So I don't go to bed with this like dreading, dreading, this is the word, dreading tomorrow and blah, blah. It's just, it has become intrinsic in my life. And if you're listening to me and you're like, that sounds like a foreign language, like I wish that is how it was for me, but I struggle. If that's what you're thinking as you're listening to me, I just want you to have hope. I just want you to feel really good right now and put your shoulders down and relax and put a big smile on your face. And I want you to know I am no better than you. I am no different than you. I'm not more special than you. I am God's favorite, that's for sure, because he did tell me that. I'm just kidding. If I can do it, you can do it. Why not you, right? Why not? It's no different. I spent all those years bouncing all around. So if I can figure it out, and thank you, Erica, for telling me your name. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out too, and I can help you with that. So the point is, I haven't always been healthy. I had to learn that behavior, but I too, if this is you, spent years yo-yoing on the wagon, off the wagon, but I figured it out, and someone shared with me a solution, and I just feel so responsible that it's kind of like when someone solves a problem for you and you're like, oh my gosh, and I know I'm not the only person with that problem, so therefore someone told me how to fix this problem. Why wouldn't you tell other people about it so that they too can potentially fix their problem, right? And that is exactly what I do for a living now. I help people to build these healthy habits so that they're intrinsic, just like they are for me. And so now let's just talk about what happens during the holiday. So there's this whole like regular life, and you're trying to build healthy habits, and you're trying to do good, and you're trying to feel good and get your workouts in and meal prep and plan and all of those good things. And that's all a challenge in and of itself. And then all of a sudden there's these like 2 months, 3 almost months at the end of every year where now you're adding all this extra stuff to your life that's already busy. So you've got whatever holiday that you celebrate, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever. It's just there are usually family gatherings and holiday parties at work, and you're going shopping for maybe gifts for people, and so you're out and about, and it's just you're way more busy and there's way more going on. And now you're trying to stay healthy in the midst of all of this extra chaos in your life. And so you are like beating your head up against the wall, and 99.9% of the time, you really just throw in the towel. I mean, tell me if that's you, right? You're just like, forget it. Like, and I know I can tell you that that's fact, because now that I'm a health and fitness coach, like that's my profession and that's what I do for a living. That's what you guys tell me. You're like, forget it. Come talk to me in January. That's such a cop-out. Like, I could be on this live right now and I could tell you everything you want to hear and stroke you and just to make sure that you like me and we're friends. Or I can be straight with you and I can tell you that that's crap, you guys. I get it that you're busy, but I'm going to tell you how to get through all this busy time with all this extra stuff and at least still be working towards making some changes and being a healthier human, okay? So it's only a cop-out if you don't know any better, but you're going to know better tonight. And I hope you stick around and you're not like, well, forget it. If I go off this live and I don't know better, then I'm okay and I got an excuse. No. And you said that's where you're at. You're in a slump. Well, I'm going to help you, Erica. So get your paper and your pen. All right. So the point is, if I can do it, you can do it. Therefore, there is hope. And I want to talk to you a bit. And I'm just going to glance over. I got some bullet points over here. I just don't want to miss anything. So tip number 1. And if anybody is at their computer and can type you don't have to type everything I say, just the actual tip name, so that we can keep track, because I know that I'm OCD and I'm a note taker, and successful people take notes, and I want to make sure you guys get off this live and it wasn't just this rah-rah session, that you get off this live and you literally start implementing some of the stuff I'm talking about right away, okay? So tip number 1, and this tip holds true whether we're talking about the holidays or right in the middle of the summer. Like this tip is true for every moment of your life, but it's important to talk about, especially for the holidays, because I want to make sure that you do this first, because this is, I want to make sure I give you the steps in the right order, because if you do these in the wrong order, like your cake is gonna not rise. Does that make sense? So you got to make sure you put your ingredients in the right order. So the first order of business, tip number 1, is your mindset. So just type that out for me, somebody, your mindset. Tip number 1, if you don't believe, and I'm not trying to be wishy-washy, but if you're sitting here listening to me and you're literally like doing the eye roll, shake your head thing, and you're like, she's cray because nobody comes out the other side of the holiday season and January and doesn't have lose weight, get healthy on their New Year's resolutions. Nuh-uh, not true. You can be healthier in January. And so if you don't believe it, then you absolutely 100% cannot achieve it. Your mindset is so powerful. So you've got to make sure that you get healthy between the ears before your body is ever going to catch up and do what it needs to do to help you, okay? Because it's just got to start here. So anyway, if somebody has the ability to type tip number 1, your mindset, that would be really, really helpful. So we got to get healthy between the ears. You got to believe that I absolutely 100% can go to this holiday party, this holiday dinner, whatever it is. I can completely enjoy it. That's the other thing I want you to walk away with tonight. I'm not going to tell you how to get through the holidays and be healthier in January and not enjoy the holidays. Thank you for typing that out, Donna. And not enjoy the holidays. I'm going to tell you how to do this, and you're still going to enjoy holiday parties, and you're still going to enjoy some of the treats that come into the office, and you're still going to enjoy your holiday dinners and things like that you have, and whatever. Everything is about in moderation, right? Life in moderation. So you've got to make sure that you believe that I can go to this holiday party and I do not have to completely wipe out the buffet table and eat every single thing that is put out on display. I can absolutely do that. I can stick to my workout schedule. That's not a problem. It's going to be a little bit more challenging because I'm going to be a little bit busier, but I'm going to ensure that appointment for my workouts is held to such a high regard as if it is a doctor's appointment. You need to view your workout appointment with yourself as important as if it were a doctor's appointment, okay? That you absolutely can plan your meals. You can think through that. If you follow me or I work with you, and I coach you right now, you know what I mean when I say now and later. You do not have to stand in the kitchen for hours on end on a Sunday and meal plan and prep. You can, and it works, and it's amazing, and I don't fault you for that if that's what you do. I want you to do what works, but I hated it, and so I learned this whole little concept of now and later, and all that really means is every single time I cook a meal, I cook extra servings so that I have healthy grab and go, write that down, healthy grab and go, so that when I'm hungry or there's my next meal, my lunch, my dinner, my breakfast, or whatever, I have something that's healthy, that's quick to grab. That's healthy grab and go. You're either going to grab your healthy meal that you've already prepped that's extra from your now and later, or you're going to grab a bag of potato chips and put your hand in it, right? So you got to have healthy grab and go. You have to believe that you can enjoy a few indulgences and not overindulge. There's a difference, right? You can go to let's just take Thanksgiving. You can go to your Thanksgiving dinner, whether it's you're hosting it or it's at your family's, and you can sit down and you can make one plate bam, of food. And you can have a little bit of everything. You can have a little bit of the cranberry sauce. You can have a little bit of the stuffing, whatever your favorites are. For me personally, I just assume eat all the side dishes and forget the turkey. The turkey's fine, but whatever. I want the cranberry sauce and the sweet potato casserole and all of them yummies, right? But the point is that I'm not going to deny myself those things. I'm just not gonna have 3 plates full of food. I'm gonna have 1 with a little bit of everything. And so you got to get your head right. How do you get your head right? Remember I told you I'm not just going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you how to do it. How do you get healthy between the ears? How do you get your mind to tell your body what it can and can't do, that it absolutely has the ability to stay the course over the holiday season? You have to feed your mind, just like we feed our bodies. You have to feed your mind with positive, healthy information and words, right? You can get that in the form of a podcast or an audiobook or a real book that you actually open like this that has pages. It could be music. It could be anything you want, but I want you for 10 minutes a day, I want you to listen to or read something that fills your mind with something positive and healthy. And again, it could be spiritual, it could be something work related. It just has to be something that is positive to get your head in the right space, that allows you to believe and tells your mind, I'm capable of anything and I can do this and I will do this, okay? 10 minutes a day. If you're taking notes, which you should be, I want you to write that down. So tip number 1 is your mindset. And underneath that, I want you to write that you have to get healthy between the ears first. And how you're going to do that is you're going to spend 10 minutes a day listening to or reading something positive to fill your mind with the can-do attitude, because it's really important. And so don't think I'm being wishy-washy. It's incredibly, incredibly important. Tip number 2. If you're typing these for me, thank you. Will you type this out? Tip number 2 is planning ahead. So let's talk specifically about holiday parties or dinners. Okay, we got Thanksgiving coming up, and I don't know if you're invited to holiday parties or things like that, or you've got a party at the office or whatever's going on. Do you know the menu? Many times we do not know the menu, right? Sometimes you might, but okay, so here's the deal. Thanksgiving is fairly easy. More times than not, people serve a very similar type of Thanksgiving dinner. Probably turkey, probably stuffing, probably mashed potatoes, probably a sweet potato casserole, probably some cranberry sauce, probably maybe a corn casserole or corn or something like that, right? Pumpkin pie, apple pie. Like, these are the staples you probably know are going to be served next week. Now, you say to yourself, do I think that this party and this person who's hosting the party or the party at work or whatever's going on, is there going to be anything, thank you Donna for typing that, is there going to be anything that is a healthy option? If you are 99.9%, if you are anywhere above 70% sure that there is not going to be a healthy option at that party or that dinner, you're going to be the one to bring something like that, okay? So the host, number 1, will love you because you're helping, right? Whether it's at the office or it's a friend, you say, hey, I'll bring a dish, or can I bring a dish? And they'll probably be like, oh my God, that would be so amazing, so helpful. Thank you. Yes, you can bring a dish. And so you are either going to make like a big ass, beautiful, gorgeous salad. There's so many healthy recipes right now. There's a great one that I'm going to try, something brand new for my thing. I'm hosting Thanksgiving dinner, and it's a quinoa stuffing. It looks really, really good. So the bottom line, and I also have a really beautiful, healthy sweet potato casserole recipe. Sweet potato casserole is easy to make healthy because sweet potatoes are healthy. So it's just a matter of not adding 10 pounds of syrup and all the marshmallows, right? You can find a recipe. Anyway, you be the one to bring a really nice healthy dish. Before you go to the party, the event, the dinner, whatever it is, if you're not the one hosting, or even if you are, I want you to drink a really healthy, filling protein shake, meal replacement shake, eat a meal, whatever that looks like for you. Eat something, get something in your stomach that is healthy and filling. Okay, and maybe it's literally a plate of vegetables, because there's so much fiber in vegetables that it will literally fill you up. And in addition to that, you're going to chug about 10 to 12 ounces of water before you get out of the car or before this party or event even starts. Between those two things, you are going to be so full. You're not going to ruin your dinner. You're still going to eat it. You know you are, because it looks amazing and it's delicious and you want it. But you're not going to be ravenous when you walk into the party or the whatever it is, right? You're going to be moderately full, and so you're just going to eat a little bit, right? A little bit. So you want to make sure you have that shake or some kind of plate of lots of high fiber vegetables. Fill your belly, get you some nice water in your belly before you leave. And that's one of the biggest things you're going to do to plan ahead. Do not write this down too. Write all these things down. Do not skip your workout that day. That's probably the most important day to get your workout in because you know you're going to take in more calories than you normally do. But even bigger than like total calories, you're more than likely going to take in not such good, healthy calories. They're going to be kind of empty calories, some of them, right? More than a normal average day if you're trying to be healthy. So make sure you get your workout in, right? Move your body. It'll feel good, number one. It'll put your head in a good space because you're going to feel strong and healthy from the workout. And therefore, you're going to be like, God, you know, most of us don't go into it with the mindset, oh, I worked out so I can just eat whatever I want now. Some people do though. That's a terrible mindset. If you have it, it doesn't work that way. We cannot outwork out a poor diet. Write that down. You cannot outwork out a poor diet. Just because you had a crazy awesome workout doesn't give you the green light to eat whatever you want. Your body, it doesn't work that way. Our nutrition and our food that we eat plays 80% of the role of us being a healthy human. So you got to make sure you get the nutrition piece right. So don't skip your workout. Offer to bring a dish. We talked about that. The offering to bring a dish, as I said, has a lot of benefits. Number one, so you have something healthy to eat. At least you know there's going to be one thing at that party or at that dinner that's going to be healthy. You'll be able to share a healthy dish. I can't tell you how many times I bring a beautiful, healthy, awesome dish to a party and people ask me for the recipe. And isn't that wonderful to be able to pay that forward, to be able to help somebody else to discover a new, beautiful, healthy recipe? Yes, that's really awesome and it feels really good. And you're helping out the host, as I said. And, you know, I wrote this down here and I just want to say this. Make it a little rule. I have a little rule that I have just like in my filing cabinet in my head, and maybe this could be a cool little rule that you have. Never overindulge or never indulge more than 2 days in a row. Like, let it click and get back to your normal routine. So for example, Thanksgiving and the day after always seem to be 2 days back to back because the leftovers are so good and they're almost better the next day than they were the day of. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but who doesn't love a turkey cranberry sandwich? So good. So the point is that if you've got those 2 days back to back, like by Saturday, get yourself back on track. Because you really just want, thank you for saying you got me. And I see all of you guys coming on. More than 2 days, you really start to almost dangerously slip on the wagon and you're gonna fall off and you don't wanna do that. So there you go, that's tip number 2. You ready for tip number 3? Some of these I may have already said. I think I actually did, but that's okay, we'll repeat them. Tip number 3 is the parties and the dinners. I did actually already say a whole bunch of these already. So 2 and 3 are all smushed together. I didn't really want to read from this sheet of paper. I wanted to talk to you guys. So a lot of this is just innate. It's in me, so I don't have to like put it into context. So before you leave, we talked about making sure you drink the 10 to 12 ounces of water. Make sure you drink the shake. This is a good tip. You'll like this one. Do wear form-fitting clothes. And guys, tuck your shirt in and wear a belt. Why? Because, ladies, if you have a form-fitted dress on or skirt or something like that, and guys, if you've got a shirt tucked in with a belt, you are not gonna sit down at that table and go nutso because there's no room to go nutso. You're gonna stand up from the table and your belt's gonna pop, and ladies, I'll speak for myself so I don't offend anyone. I would look 3 months pregnant if I did something like that. So it's a silly tip, but I still want you to write it down. Wear form-fitted clothes. Here's another thing that is a great tip that has really helped me. You don't have to say yes to every single invitation that comes your way. Because all that does is put you in the face of temptation over and over and over and over and over again, right? So take a look at the invitations you got to holiday parties or dinners or whatever, and make a decision and decide which of them that you'd like to attend so that you don't have 100 million temptations and challenges to deal with over and over and over again. Hi, I see you guys all popping on. Okay, once you're at the event, this is probably, if you haven't been listening to me the whole time, please listen to me right now. This is probably the biggest tip I can give you out of, it's all under number 3, but it's probably the biggest tip I can give you out of everything I'm gonna say tonight. Are you ready? Well, mindset was really important, but this one's really important. Do not, whatever you do not hang around the table where the food is. Whether that's in the kitchen, or it's on a buffet table, or it's the dining room table, wherever all the food is displayed or the food is, here's what I need you to do. You're gonna go up to that table, you're gonna get up a little plate, you're gonna put food on the plate, and you're gonna go as far away from that table as you possibly can, or as far away from that kitchen, and have a seat in another part of the house with somebody that you don't really know very well, and have a really cool, engaging conversation and get to know somebody new. Number 1, that's fun, right? It's always fun to meet new people, number 1. Number 2, you're far, far away from that table, so you're not sitting there talking to someone and you're literally within an arm's reach and you're literally just continuing to eat. First of all, you're probably eating all the food that's for somebody. There's other people at the party besides you. I've done this before, so I'm speaking about myself just as much. But number 1. Number 2, get away from all that temptation staring you in the face, right? Make a little plate, remove yourself, and go meet somebody new and have a really cool conversation. Parties revolve around food a lot of the times, and food is amazing. I love food, you love food. Get yourself a plate of some really awesome food that you love. Might not be healthy, that's fine, but just get a little bit on the plate. But the most fun you have at a party or in an event or in a dinner or whatever is the people, right? Be around the people, spend time, quality, engaging time with the people that you're there with. Like, that is the most important thing. And the food really should be secondary, but it's so not. It's usually so primary. So go chat, go find somewhere to chat and go meet somebody new. Go easy on the cocktails. Like, we don't have to have, don't go crazy on on the cocktails, the adult beverages, the spicy drinks, as we used to tell Jake, they were, my son, we used to tell him they were spicy. So he didn't want to drink them or take a sip. And of course we didn't feed him alcohol, I'm just saying. Number 1, if you're at a business event, if you're at your work party and you have too many cocktails, you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the topic of conversation Monday morning. You really don't, number 1. Number 2, I don't even care if it's a family party and every person there and they all love you. You still don't need to have 12 drinks. 1, 2, whatever, enjoy a nice glass of wine. I don't know, what vodka tonic, whatever you like, if that's your thing, but you don't have to be cray-cray. Have a couple, be done. That's it, right? Be safe. And it won't be nearly as unhealthy. Red wine is a good choice. Pinot Noir is the healthiest of the red wines, just so you know. And the other thing is, if you like liquors, the clearer the liquor, the healthier. So a vodka, a gin, something like that is going to be healthier than a rum or a whiskey. And the most important part, if you're going to have a cocktail like that, is don't let it be one where there's 10 pounds of sugary juices and everything going in it, because now you're really off the chain. Like, all that sugary stuff, that it's just going to be stored fat. So just everything in moderation, everything in moderation. Thank you, Donna. Donna's typing these all out. You're so wonderful. I love you. Do not hang around the food table. Do not hang around the food table. It's like such a good tip. You got to get away from the food table. Drink water while you're there. Here's something that dawned on me a couple of years ago. I was at a holiday party or two, and I was actually coming up with all these tips, and I was like, God, it's really weird. I am never without my water. Like, ask anyone who knows me, and they're like, oh my God, you, of course. Even my mother messaged me, texted me a couple weeks ago, and she's like, you left your water bottle here. Do you want me to drive it over to you? She was panicked because she knew, like, it's always with me, right? As a matter of fact, I said, Mom, that's so sweet of you, but I have 4 of them. So I'm good. I'll just use one of my other ones. But she knew. The point is, I always have water with me. But here's what I noticed. I actually took note that when I'm at a holiday party or dinner, or whatever event, I'm not drinking water at all. I'm drinking a glass of wine. I'm drinking a vodka tonic. I'm drinking that, but I'm not double fisted. I don't have a water and my cocktail. I just have the cocktail. So now I'm literally not even drinking water while I'm at these events. Please, like somehow or another, grab a cup of water every now and again, or have one with you at your table or whatever, but make sure you're getting water in while you're there as well. Another tip, this is of course while you're at the event. This is a good one too. They're all good, I think. I personally think this is what's helped me. I'm telling you, I hope it helps you too. Donna said she gets a lot of help from it, so I'm grateful. Ask the host if they need help. Why? Because it keeps you busy. And when we're busy, we're not thinking about all the food. We're not staring at all the food. We're not tempted by all the food because we're busy. We're washing dishes. Thanks for the hearts. I love it. We're washing dishes. We're clearing the table. We're asking people if they need something to drink because the host said, can you just make sure everybody has something to drink or something, or they're happy, or they're whatever. Oh yeah, okay. So ask the host if they need help, then you're busy. You're busy. And it really keeps you from thinking about the food table like the entire time. Okay, that was tip number 3. Tip number 4. I like this one. This one's a good one. I'm going to cruise through these last 2. And then I got an extra tip. I got a number 6 for you. The leftovers. Are you ready? The leftovers, man. Sometimes you exit the holiday dinner or party and you're like, yes, I did it. I did it. I made it to the other side. I did really, really good. I didn't overindulge. I kept busy. I drank my water. I had a shake before I got to the party. I wore form-fitted clothes so I wouldn't eat too much. I met new people and sat in a corner somewhere. I didn't stand by the food table, and I did it. But then you look in your refrigerator the next day, and the host or hostess or whatever sent you home with these beautiful leftovers. Now you have a refrigerator full of leftovers. More temptation, more challenges, and more crap you have to deal with. So here is my suggestion on the leftovers. If you are the host, and this is where it becomes like an oxymoron, or I don't really know what the right word is for this, because I'm going to contradict myself, but you have to look out for yourself right now, okay? You just have to look out for yourself. If you're the host, you are going to get that food out of your house come hell or high water. Every person who came is leaving with a container. So when you go and you get all the food to host your party, make sure you get those little like throwaway containers or lots of Ziploc bags, however you like to send people home with leftovers, because you're getting rid of it. It ain't hanging around. Because if you host a party and there's a whole bunch of leftovers and you bag it all up or box it all up or container it all up and you put it in your refrigerator, guess who's eating it tomorrow? And the next day and the next day after that? You. And if you're not, then you're just doing yourself a terrible disservice because you're smacking yourself in the face with temptation over and over and over again. Don't do that. That's horrible. Like, that's the worst thing you could do. So if you are hosting the event, the party, the dinner, whatever, keep the healthy stuff. So for example, I'm going to host Thanksgiving. I've got the most amazing turkey. This turkey better be so good. It was $75, you guys. It's like no antibiotics, grass-fed, raised on a farm all by itself. I don't even know. Did calisthenics for 5 years. I have absolutely no idea. It's from Butcher Box, but it was $75. And it's going to be the best damn turkey I've ever made or served. And turkey is healthy, right? Or can be, but the way I'm going to cook it is for sure going to be healthy. So I'm going to keep some of the turkey because, you know, nice turkey sandwiches, turkey. I mean, that's beautiful and that's healthy. So I'll keep some of that. I'll give some of it away, but I'm definitely going to keep that. But the cranberry sauce is going. There's the sweet potato casserole is actually healthy, so I might keep some of that around. But if my mom told me the other day she's bringing rolls. Of course she's bringing rolls. She can take the leftover rolls. She can take the leftover mashed potatoes. All that stuff is going. Okay, so if you host a party, make sure you send people, and they'll be so happy. They're like, here, take a care package. They'll be like, you're so sweet. You're so loving and giving me all this food. They don't know that underneath of it all, you're doing yourself a favor. So you're sending people off with it. On the flip side, this is where I go and flip it around. If you're the guest and the host wants you to take food, no, you're not. You say no. You can take the healthy stuff, that's fine, but you cannot go home with a care package full of the unhealthy, empty calorie junk treats, because then you're in the same situation. You got it in your refrigerator and now you're gonna eat it and you're tempted by it. So if you're the guest, you're only going to accept the healthy leftovers and you're going to politely decline. You know what? You don't even have to go into a big dissertation of, no, I'm not taking that. That's unhealthy. That would be really rude. What you're going to say is, you know what? I'm happy to take some of that, whatever it was that was healthy. Yeah, I'd love some leftovers. Thank you for offering. Would you mind if I took some of the turkey? Or whatever, right? If they want to send you with all those side dishes that are really high in calorie and not so healthy, just say, you know what, thank you anyway. I had a little, today was a treat, but I don't want to have any more, or whatever. You'll think of something to say, but don't take it. Leftovers, and this whole thing and everything I'm talking about, leftovers, they turn a holiday into a hollow week, into a hollow month. And these holidays are just that. They're holidays. They're days. And most of the time it's just 2 days, right? Or maybe 3. It depends on the holiday that you're celebrating. Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, maybe New Year's Eve. Okay, so maybe 4 or whatever. If you've got Hanukkah and Kwanzaa or things like that, I don't know how many days those are, but the point is that they're days. We're not talking about hollow weeks or hollow months. So we don't want to have 2 full months, 3 months full of a mess and temptation smacking us in the face. So this is why we're doing all this stuff. Use your lean turkey to make some of these things, especially as we enter Thanksgiving next week. Turkey sandwiches, turkey chili. Turkey chili is really, really good. Even if it's sliced turkey, you can still make turkey chili. Just chop up your turkey or shred it. It would be good shredded, actually be really good shredded. Do you know an easy trick for shredding? You put your meat in a bowl. Y'all remember hand mixers? Like, people don't use those anymore, which is really bizarre to me. How do you make a cake? But anyway, you grab a hand mixer. You kind of have to cup your hand around it because it'll go flying everywhere. And you put a hand mixer on the meat and it shreds it perfectly beautiful. So if you ever want to make pulled pork, it's a great way to do it. All right, so turkey sandwiches, turkey chili, turkey omelets are good. Turkey whatever, just use your beautiful, lean, healthy turkey and make sure you do some really cool stuff. But you're going to leave the sugary side dishes because you don't need those for 5 days or 6 days or 7 days. All right. Tip number 5. Tip number 5. Y'all ready? We're cruising right along. I appreciate you being here. Tip number 5 is support, accountability, community. You can call it anything you want to call it. Donna, thank you for typing these out. Sorry, I have golden retriever hair flying around this office. I just feel it like stuck to my nose. Sorry about that. I'm not picking my nose, I promise. Community. Tip number 5 is community, support, accountability. The biggest word in that lineup is accountability. If you are not already part of a loving, fit family, a loving community, people who notice and care when you don't show up, people who hold you accountable to stay true to your healthy lifestyle, to call you out in a very loving and respectful way when you're slipping on the wagon, you need to get yourself into an environment like that. I don't know who you sit by at work. I don't know who your friends are. I don't know who your family members are. I don't know if you have an online community you're a part of, but if you do not have yourself surrounded by like-minded, positive, healthy people who are noticing and caring when you're not really doing your due, when you're not getting your workouts done, when you're not making good, healthy food choices, then you are just going to continue the cycle of yo-yo madness. It's just a full cycle of yo-yo madness because you know you need to work out and you know you need to eat healthy to be a healthy human. But why is it that we all don't do that? We don't do it because we don't have the accountability piece. And I say this all the time, but I really want you to hear me and I want you to write this down. The formula, if the formula for being a healthy human was to work out and eat healthy, we could do that for free. So all you people who say I don't have the money to be healthy, you can get it for free. You can Google all day long and get healthy, workouts. They're on YouTube. They're all over YouTube, right? For free. You can Google all day long and get healthy recipes. So you absolutely know where to find healthy food options and workouts. Why is it then that the whole world isn't healthy if they know what to do and they can get it for free? Because they don't have people who notice and care when they're not showing up. People who notice and care when they missed a workout. People who notice and care when they're making unhealthy food choices. If you don't have that, you don't have the accountability, and you don't have somebody tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, in a very loving, respectful way, I haven't seen you in a while. Are you okay? What's going on? You haven't been checking in your workouts, or it seems like you're not making good, healthy food choices when we're out and about. That's what you need in your life, whether it's people you sit by at work, people in your family, people online, whatever that community looks like for you. A lot of times we don't sit by the healthiest people at work. A lot of times we have family members that we love dearly, but they are not necessarily on the wagon. They are not necessarily living a healthy lifestyle. That all makes it very, very difficult for us to stay the course, because we're constantly faced with those temptations. The person next to you at work brings donuts every single day, whatever, right? And so I just want you to know that, and I want to remind you that you do become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Please choose your 5 wisely. Do the best you can to surround yourself on purpose with people that notice and care when you don't show up. If you don't have a community like this and you're like, Mary, I love my spouse, but they're not healthy. I love my parents, but they're not healthy. I love my siblings, but they're not healthy. The people I sit by at work are constantly drinking sodas and bringing in donuts, and they always want to go out to lunch to the most unhealthy places. And the people I hang around with on the weekends, it's the same thing. If that's your life and you're surrounded by that, and I'm not telling you not to be friends with those people anymore, but I'm telling you that you have a choice of how much time you spend with them. So be sure that you have a community somewhere in your life that you can go to, that you have people that are living a healthy lifestyle, because otherwise you are going to be pulled down by the crabs. I know you've heard the story of the crabs in the pot, right? A crab cannot crawl out of the pot if there are other crabs in the pot, because the other crabs are going to pull him down. He's never going to be able to escape. He's never, ever going to get out of that pot. That's what's going to happen to you if you don't have people who help you get out of the pot, people who are doing the right thing. So if you do not have people like that in your life, you do not have a community, you do not have that accountability angel tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, I'm not seeing you do your due, please let me extend an invitation to you that you can join mine. I have that family. When I was introduced to this whole system that changed my life in July of 2008, that was a part of it. It wasn't just really cool new workouts. It wasn't just a really awesome nutrition plan that totally worked. It was also about this group of people online, which seems so hokey and weird to me. Like, that's really going to keep me accountable. But every day I would check in to this community, tell them I did my workouts, tell them I was eating healthy, or tell them I wasn't. And it's not all about perfection, And so the online community that I have, that I'm a part of as a participant, but I also lead and coach the folks that I work with, it's called Faithfully Fit. And we're not all perfect, We chime in and we're like having a bad day, fell off the wagon for a week, Donna is a beautiful, awesome piece of that family. She's just like a sister to me, and I'm sure she can chime in and tell you that, man, there's definitely times where we log in and say things weren't perfect today. And what happens is the rest of the family rallies around you, and they don't attack you, they lift you up. So you can choose to surround yourself with people who pull you down, or you can choose to surround yourself with people that lift you up and help you to be better than you were yesterday, better than you even think you have the ability to be. And so I am going to wrap here, but I want to extend that invitation to you. If you have no idea what this means, you have no idea what it entails, you have no harm, no foul, to just ask me to send you information. I will tell you all about how the group works, and you can either say, that sounds perfect, I'd love to be a part of it, or no thank you, right? You have nothing to lose, but a whole lot to gain. And when you gain a family like that, like I can't even I just can't even imagine a day without that family. There's some people in my Online Fit family that I've never touched. Donna and I have never embraced. We've never hugged each other. We've never touched each other's skin. But she's been a part of my life for so many years now. And that's why I said she's like a sister to me. I love her so much. And I feel that way about the other people in the group as well. And I don't know how to explain how that can happen online. I think it's a little bit easier as the years go on because so much is done in a virtual environment now that people are starting to get it, how you can become so close virtually and not actually see people in person. And it's just, I don't know, it's just such a big part of my life that I can't imagine life without it. And so if you don't know what that looks like, you don't know what that feels like, you don't even know what it means, like how does that work, Mary? I'll explain it all to you. I'll explain it all to you. And thank you, Donna. Donna said, you know, we help each other every single day. We really do. Sometimes we're cheering each other on. Sometimes we're celebrating with each other. And sometimes we are literally pulling someone up by their bootstraps and we're saying, hey, get up. Come on, let's do it. And it's always respectful. I don't think I've ever had anyone say to me, oh my gosh, so-and-so was, you know, not being very respectful or kind. I have never in all the years I've run the group. So anyway, there's your tips. I do have one extra tip for you. And so all you have to do if you want any information, of course, about my group is just inbox message me. And I think on Facebook, I've given you my email address, but on Instagram or even on Facebook, if you just want to shoot me an inbox message, I'm happy. Just say, hey, can you just give me more information? There's no obligation at all to learn more. And here's the thing that I will tell you. When someone introduced this all to me in July of 2008, I was so resistant and I was like, nah, come on. And I told you, it was my personal trainer. I'm like, you know, if I do this, you're gonna lose me as a client. I don't get it. And she's like, all I can tell you is it works, it's amazing, it's making a difference in my life, my husband's life, and I want it to make a difference in yours. And I love you enough that I'm willing to give you up as a client because I know this is gonna change your life. And she had no idea that it was not only gonna change my life and be a complete game changer personally, but now professionally. It's crazy. Every time I see her, her name is Leanne. Shout out to Leanne. Every time I see her, I'm like, you changed my life. But I was open-minded to change. I was open-minded to giving it a shot. And what she said to me was, Mary, just give it 30 days. If you don't like it, then come back here and you can hire me again. So I guess I say that to you, just like Leanne said to me, just give it 30 days. If it makes a difference, especially now during this holiday season, like what better time to jump in and start to make small changes. Even if you just make one small habit change over the course of these holidays, it will compound and make a huge difference. And come notifications. Come January, you will be so ahead of the game. And so what I always like to tell people is, don't wait to make a New Year's resolution. For Pete's sakes, 92% of New Year's resolutions are not successful. They fail. Why don't you do it a little bit different this time? Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Let's do it a little bit different. Let's make end of the year resolutions. And so message me and I'll give you more information about my group and how we can work together to make an end of the year resolution. So bonus tip number 6 is just what I just said. Start an end of the year resolution versus a New Year's resolution. The average weight gain over the holiday season is 5 to 10 pounds. Why on earth do you want to be 5 to 10 pounds heavier come January? That would be cray cray. I have the last 4 years in a row entered January healthier than I was in October. If I can do it, you can do it. Why not you, right? Why not you? I love you guys. I'm so grateful that you came on live. Thank you. Awesome. If you'd like to learn more information, Basan on Instagram, just inbox message me. Again, no obligation. I'll give you more information and you can say this is for me or no thank you. It's just that simple. I love you guys. Have an amazing holiday season. Remember the reason for the holiday and get away from the food table, right? Step away from the food table. Thank you, Donna, for taking notes for us. Thank you, all of you, for jumping on. Erica, no. Oh, thank you, Rob. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go. I'm going to have some water, brush my teeth, and go to bed. I love you guys. Happy holidays.